Imagine logging onto Facebook one day, scrolling through your feed, and getting a like from your grandmother who passed away 3 years ago. Meta has officially been granted a patent for an artificial intelligence system that can simulate a deceased user's entire social media presence, and whether that excites you or deeply unsettles you says everything about where we are right now. We're not talking about a simple memorial page or a pinned post, we're talking about a full digital clone, trained on your posts, your voice messages, your comments, your reaction patterns, essentially everything you've ever done on the platform. The AI would analyze all of that behavioral data to reconstruct your writing style, your personality, and your digital fingerprint with enough fidelity to fool the people who loved you most. And before you say, that's just science fiction, understand that Microsoft already patented a chatbot designed to converse with the dead back in 2020. So Meta isn't even first to this particular existential crisis. What Meta is doing is going further audio simulations, video call recreations, automated interactions turning grief into a product roadmap. Now, Meta's spokesperson did clarify that the company has no immediate plans to actually build or launch this feature, which is the corporate equivalent of saying, we bought the gun, we just haven't loaded it yet. Patents exist because companies protect ideas they believe have future value, and nobody files expensive intellectual property paperwork for something they find completely uninteresting. Here's the underlying engine driving all of this engagement. Social platforms are engagement machines, and a deceased user's digital clone could theoretically keep their network emotionally tethered to the platform indefinitely, which is worth an enormous amount of advertising revenue when you think about it at scale. You are not the customer in this equation. You are the data, and apparently that data has value even after you're gone. The ethical minefield here is genuinely staggering, and experts are right to wave red flags loudly. Questions of consent alone are paralyzing. Did you ever agree to have your digital soul reconstructed and deployed posthumously? And does clicking agree on a terms of service document at age 22 really cover that? Then there's a psychological dimension, which might actually be the most dangerous part of this entire conversation. Grief counselors have spent decades helping people accept loss and move forward. And now we're potentially introducing technology that keeps a synthetic version of the deceased perpetually present, which could trap families in a loop of mourning that never resolves. There is a profound difference between remembering someone and being haunted by an algorithm pretending to be them. History actually gives us useful parallels here. Every major technological leap that touched human intimacy went through an identical cycle of wonder, commercialization, and eventual reckoning. Photography was once considered capable of capturing the soul. The telephone was called unnatural. And social media itself was sold as pure connection before we discovered it was also a surveillance and monetization apparatus, dressed in a blue and white color scheme. The pattern that keeps repeating is this: technology moves fastest in the direction of profit, and ethical frameworks always arrive late to the party, slightly out of breath, holding a clipboard. We've seen this with facial recognition, with data harvesting, with algorithmic content curation. The product launches first, the congressional hearing comes about 4 years later, and the actual regulation arrives somewhere around never. What you should not do is dismiss this as a fringe concern that won't affect you, because the infrastructure for this already exists. Your data is already there, already being analyzed, already being used to predict and model your behavior. The patent is simply the moment the company put a flag in the ground and said, we see the commercial opportunity here. What you also shouldn't do is catastrophize so hard that you miss the genuine complexity. There are people who would find profound comfort in a carefully consented, thoughtfully designed digital memorial experience. And that human need is real and valid. The problem isn't the emotion driving the idea. The problem is who controls it, who profits from it, and whether the person being simulated ever had any say in the matter. The practical lesson buried in all of this is about data awareness and digital estate planning, which almost nobody does and almost everybody should. You can already designate a legacy contact on Facebook. download your data, and in some jurisdictions, establish legal directives about your digital remains. And if this meta story made your stomach turn even slightly, that discomfort is useful information telling you to go handle that today. The deeper philosophical truth here is that we have always tried to keep the dead with us, in portraits, in letters, in stories told around tables and technology is just the newest canvas for that ancient human impulse. The question was never whether we would try. The question is always who gets to decide how, and whether the answer to that question is you or a quarterly earnings report. Discipline in this space means being a conscious, intentional participant in your own digital life, rather than a passive contributor to someone else's data asset. Your story, your voice, your patterns of thought, those belong to you while you're here. And it's worth deciding now, clearly and in writing, what you want to happen to them when you're not. Whether you're thinking about protecting your digital legacy, building real-world assets through real estate, or just need guidance on your next big financial move, check out our links in the description below, where we can help you get started with real estate investing, home contracting, work, and finding the right lenders.